the season for fall fruits. Of course, one of the most popular fruits, apples. And we are cooking up a storm today with meteorologist Jacob Dickey, who has brought like the whole orchard here to the set.
I wanted to bring some different varieties because, you know, there's all kinds of apples. And so we can talk through some of the common ones, maybe some of the lesser common ones. And
right.
whatnot.
I would have to say apples, you know, they're very close second to pumpkins when it comes to fall. I think apples, you know, are kind of gaining on them.
I love apples. That's my go-to. You know, we'll keep our differences about pumpkin spice.
Oh, no. I'm with you on the apples.
Okay, all right,
yes.
all right. Good to hear. But apples, you know, we're getting to that season where the apples are starting to be ripe. You can get them at the orchards. You know, they're starting to really come into season here. And I think a lot of folks usually stick with maybe some more common apples, but there's a lot of variety out there and a lot of different flavor. So I wanted to showcase a few of those.
Okay, so we're going to start with some of the more popular.
We are. These are the more common ones that you'd commonly see here. First off, we've got to talk about the Red Delicious apple. That's this apple right here, and I'll let you hold one if you want to.
Okay.
This is your standard apple, and when you look at the Red Delicious apple, at the bottom, it's signature with 4 bumps, sometimes 5, and the shape of it. If you think of, you know, any sort of advertising, this is the shape that the advertisers will go through for apples. Back in the 1900s, when this apple came out, especially in the 70s, the marketing people really did good work with Red Delicious apples here. It was the most popular, but it no longer is becoming that. I mean, look at the shape. If you give your teacher an apple,
this is it, right?
This is the one you want to do here.
This is the Snow White apple.
Yeah, so what they wanted to do is they wanted to market the apple and the look. It looks bright red, it's shiny, it's got that consistent shape, but unfortunately, when you did the genetic crossing to get that, the flavor.
I'm gonna say this is not my fave.
Yeah, so you know, when I cut it open, it cuts nice. It used to be the most popular, but in recent years, there's a number of them that are gaining steam. You know, I gotta say too, I'm not a huge Red Delicious fan, and I use my apple slicer there. I mean, if you want a slice, to try one now, but I think we all know what a Red Delicious apple tastes like there. It's your standard, you know, it's got okay flavor. It's not my favorite.
No, I'm gonna save my tasting for one that I really like.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you guess which one coming up.
You're a Honeycrisp girl.
How did you know?
Oh, come on. No, so if you're not pumpkin spice, it's a
I know.
We've got that coming in the second segment.
Now the Granny Smith.
Granny Smith.
Very tart.
They do have a nice tart flavor. Oftentimes, if you've got a pie or baking, that's what these are really good for. It's a tart apple. Most of the apples are sweet, but if you like tart, Granny Smith is the classic one to go to. I'm afraid I'm gonna cut this and then spill the table everywhere.
Do it. I would love if that happened.
Oh yeah, sure
you know,
you would.
I saw a recipe actually on Instagram from Lexi Finke, and she made apple nachos using Granny Smith apples, and they looked so good.
Yeah, certain people really love the tart of a Granny Smith apple. I'm not on that, but if you do, there's these here. Do you want to try one? We gonna make a face on how tart it is?
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
We'll sample it here. You don't have to eat the whole thing.
Ooh, yeah.
Definitely more tart. Just a little bit of that flavor there. So, you know, not as sweet. Some people really like that. And actually, you know, if the timing's right, you can do Granny Smith and mix it a little bit, get some flavors. Next one.
Okay.
This one right here. What color is that? It's a nice...
That looks like yellow.
Yeah, it's a yellow, golden, delicious apple. These are pretty common too. These have a rich, mild flavor. These are also really good when baked.
But the consistency, like the texture, seems a little soft to me. Like
You're right about that.
I like a crisp, crunchy apple. That one's just too mushy.
You're right. These are much better when they're baked or cooked. They're also good with applesauce. A lot of applesauce is generally made with the golden, delicious apples. I don't know if you want to try a slice here too?
Let's try one of these.
I'm just cutting and we're eating apples here is how it's going on this nice fall afternoon. The flavor...
It's not terrible.
It's good.
Yeah.
The flavor really comes out, though, in a Golden Delicious when you bake them. That's where you really...
Okay, you just ate your apple very weird, like I've never seen before.
Well, I don't want to get skin on my teeth right now. I just want the flavor.
So just let me do that for you.
Yeah, right. So it's fine. I'll finish them up later. The last one, this one is in recent years becoming... We've lost it here.
I know, I feel... Okay.
All right, this last one I'm going to do before we go talk about some more later.
I think I'm going to like that one because I like the color.
Yes, this is the Gala apple, and this is actually becoming one of the most popular apples with Fuji apples. These are where people are going now. In fact, a lot of the growers in Washington that used to have Red Delicious are now growing these. They're very good. They're the best with applesauce. They have a very sweet aromatic flavor, and really their popularity has surged, and rightfully so in recent years.
Just pop right out of that little cutter there.
Yeah, we're having fun here. That's all it is.
Okay, I'm gonna do the Jacob Dickey sampling.
I want the fruit. The skin tastes the same. How many bloopers are we gonna get out of it?
I hope a few.
So it's a much sweeter flavor.
Okay, nope, it's too soft.
Really?
Too soft.
Well, I think we're going to have some more later that might appeal to you.
Okay. Coming up, we're going to floss our teeth from the apple skins that are stuck inside of them. We're going to sample a few more, maybe apples you aren't familiar with. Hey, connect with Jacob on his Facebook page for all of his Cooking Up a Storm segments, and we'll have more apples coming up here on CI Living. I do need some floss.